Hello. I'm dubbing audio over this particular Metro Exodus video. This particular video here that you're seeing right now should not, in theory, exist. Reason? I had a very nasty blue screen computer crash during this session. And of course, the video was still recording and it got corrupted and everything. So, I followed a tutorial online, a very long and drawn out process to try and recover the video file, and yes, I was able to recover it, but I couldn't save the audio. So here I am, dubbing over the top. It would be a silent video. It's 10 minutes long. It's towards the end of Metro Exodus. Ranger Hardcore New Game Plus. I thought it'd be tragic to have lost the video. I could have gone back and played the chapter again, I guess, but I got it recovered. So here I am. I see my gas mask there with the plaster over the top. I'm barely surviving. I can't remember if I had any medkits left or not for this section. But once you get that plaster up over the face mask, you can't take any more hits. Took the face mask off, put it back on again. The video is fairly okay here. The frames do jump a little bit. It's, I guess, part of the recovery process. You know, the video was not restored completely, 100%. But I thought it was restored quite well, and there are programs you pay for out there to try to recover corrupt video files. And I checked out a couple trial versions of those programs, and those programs failed to recover. And I was fortunate to come across somebody on YouTube who did a tutorial on how to fix it. How to fix a corrupt MP4 file. So we get these, and we get these creatures here in this section of the video. They don't have eyes. So if you're quiet, you can avoid them. If you're not quiet, that happens. So I died. Back to the last save point. So let's talk about Metro Exodus whilst I'm here doing this. Because the video was pretty self-explanatory what's going on there. Avoid them. Loot. So I had a couple of playthroughs of Metro Exodus. The first time I went through it sort of normal difficulty. Just to experience the game. And the second time I went through it, I went all out ham. I went, not sure what happened there, but my second playthrough I went Ranger Hard. This, what you're seeing here now, towards the end. This here was Ranger Hardcore, New Game Plus, with most of the options enabled in New Game Plus. So the human NPCs had double the armour, it's harsh weather. I had minimal interface turned on with the options set so that like when you hold down the I key in the game, or this section here, these two, okay, I found a section here where they didn't hit me. So I'm hitting them, and so I'm thinking, I don't know if they can be killed or not. So I'm throwing down the Molotovs and shooting. And eventually I discover that yes, they can be killed if you damage them enough. So what was I saying? Oh yes, when you hold down the I key, and in the settings that I chose for my second playthrough, you could only make your modifications to your weapons in that screen. You couldn't create medkits or anything like that. If you wanted to create medkits, you had to use a workbench. So the difficulty was ramped up. So my second playthrough, I expected to die a lot, and I did die a lot. Some sections took a long time to get through, but persevere. So the frame rate is a bit jumpy here, as it expects with a recovered video. A very badly corrupted video file. But I thought it was good enough to preserve. So the other thing, I just got a save point now, and the other thing I was going to say regarding Metro Exodus is the Windows Store implementation of the game had me very frustrated. I mean, when it was first announced that it came out on Windows, there's a lot of excitement, you know. It's not an Epic exclusive anymore, it's on the Windows Store. You can get it right now and all that, and the announcements were made. And I went and grabbed it. I got a Game Pass and I went and grabbed it, downloaded it, and then I went to load it up. So I had a very frustrating several hours at that point. Did not load up the game. I was getting messages about unable to log in and stuff, and I had to do a lot of searching around on the internet, trying to find solutions, and nothing seemed to work. And I eventually discovered the workaround, which was to hit Alt Enter during the loading screens of the game. And yeah. Eventually was able to get it to work, but key bindings and things like that can't be saved. Your save game files, you can't back them up because you can't access the save folder if you end up getting a corrupt save or something. So pretty frustrating. Getting towards the end of this video now, and this is towards the very end of the game. It's one of the reasons why I really wanted to preserve this video, because this was the last bit of action in Metro Exodus, and my commentary dubbed over the top. So at the time I was recording this, everything was fine. It turns out that I've got a bit of a loose cable going into my hard drive, and over a long period of time that cable eventually works a bit loose, and eventually when it comes loose enough, it will disconnect from the hard drive, which is my main C drive, and as soon as that happens, then the computer will hard crash, blue screen, and there's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, see you next time.